We'll bring the meeting to order, please join me in the flag salute. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Beard.
Here.
Cook.
Here.
Flowers.
Here.
Hollenbach.
Yep.
Kasowski's injured, or had a surgery.
Right
Williams.
over here.
Williams.
Here.
Here.
I mean,
Sorry.
I don't, and Aaron's not gonna be here either.
I move we excuse Kasowski for medical reasons.
Second.
Moved and seconded, Councilperson Kozowski be excused this evening. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Approval of the agenda for this evening, please.
I make a motion we approve this evening's agenda.
Second.
Boy, didn't have to be careful what I asked for. Moved and seconded, the agenda be approved. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. No public hearings. Were we supposed to have a conditional use permit?
Next one.
Next, okay. Important correspondence. We have copies of the new regional water sewer rates from the people who set those rates. Boils down to a 3% increase over last year, about.
So we raised it just about right.
Good thing we started early with that.
Oh,
That's all the correspondence we got. If you want to look at the particulars, there they are. People. No people, it's inclement outside. Reports or minutes from the previous meeting, please.
I move we accept the minutes of the previous meeting as written.
Second.
Moved and seconded, the minutes from the previous meeting be accepted as presented. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much. Reports. Scott?
Everything's been pretty quiet, everything's running good, water and sewer are good, equipment's good, waiting for spring.
I'm not.
Oh, it's right here.
I'd rather just go right to summer. All right, Dora.
I just have the year-end reports for 2019 for your review there.
Anybody want to read them? Before I take them home, bring them back? Okay, I'll do it this way. All right, thank you. Mr. Fire Chief?
Mayor and council. For the month of January, we had 6 calls. 5 of them were EMS calls and 1 fire call. It was a chimney fire. And of them 6, 1 of them was a kick column error. We got paid for, we shouldn't have. I'm on top of that, making sure of that. So I had a call in to Dora, or not, excuse me, Dora, Darlene. Today, there was another issue last night, so I've got to call into her and hopefully hear back from her the next day or 2. Other than that, we're moving right along and
Good.
saving money.
January that was? For January, that was?
We had 6 total
For January.
for January.
Okay.
Yeah,
One mistake.
and 1 mistake. Out of 6, there was 1 mistake.
Is that the one this morning?
No, that's a total different issue.
Okay.
I'm working on that.
Thanks, Lee. Mr. Police Chief.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. So far, we've had 397 calls for the year. You should have the reports. I think Cheryl got those to you. And it shows 15 reports checked. We had 1 more call in February, so South Clarence had a total of 16. On the animal control hours, if you take note, you're low on hours because Jackie had been hurt and she's been out on sick leave for the last 2 weeks. And she'll be on light duty for at least the next week. So she'll get caught up when she comes back. And other than that, we're pretty status quo.
Good, very good, thank you.
Right with the 24-hour notice.
Wasn't mine.
Any questions, concerns for us that you may have?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Did your new person start?
The 5th, so tomorrow.
Oh,
They first time in uniform with us anyway, so yeah.
great. Thanks, Kirk.
The Adopt the City program, Nate Burson is South Cle Elum. He was working today. I was hoping he'd be here, but he's out helping county on a domestic, so he's not gonna make it tonight.
Maybe you know, all that equipment that's parked out at Twin Pines in front of the gas yard, anybody know what that is?
I just noticed it the other day. Yeah, I have no idea. I was like,
I was assuming it was for the freeway, but that could be
Doesn't
wrong.
look like it,
Yeah.
different kind of
All that
stuff.
steel.
Yeah,
well, there's a couple, like donkeys, that you would use for logging, but they're bigger.
yeah,
And there's floats for, you would use in, you know, shipyard somewhere, so. I don't
different
think
kind
we
of
have
stuff, yeah.
a shipyard around here.
I know if they have restrictions on the pass, a lot of times they'll dump a load there until the restrictions are lifted, so,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
This stuff looked like it's staged there for some reason. Anyway, to find out,
I'll let you know.
Oh, it sounds like river work equipment.
It could be, I just noticed it the other day.
attorney's not here, planning commission, we have nothing going on there. I have nothing to report other than nothing. Anybody from the council have a report on anything?
I'd just like to apologize for not being here last meeting. I had some stuff I needed to do.
It's inexcusable.
That's all right.
Steve got elected mayor pro tem.
Oh, no.
Maybe that was, oh, okay. All right, any other reports? Thank you, by the way.
You're welcome.
No other reports, we'll move on to claims.
I'll move the claims against the town be allowed and checks drawn on the town treasury for the same.
I'll second that.
Moved and seconded that claims against the town be allowed and checks drawn on the town treasury for the same. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those who might be opposed? Seeing none, motion carries. Thank you very much. Pay the bills. Unfinished business. We're looking at the agreement for sale of Suncadia Water Sewer Companies with Northwest Natural Water of Washington LLC. I assume our esteemed other cities in the upper county have signed off on this already.
I don't think Rossland did.
That's right. I'm Gary Kittleson, the new Suncadia. They signed tonight.
They
Roger
did?
did, yeah.
Okay.
Were you just up there at their meeting?
Roger was there and he handed it off to me.
They met the 2nd and 4th Tuesday.
They had a special tonight just for that matter.
So,
So I'm here if you have any questions, I guess. I can try to field.
great. It was, yeah, anybody got any questions, concerns?
To go a little bit different ways there. So at the moment, I don't know, is Suncadia, are you guys paying any shortfalls at the moment?
Yes. Yeah, no, we pay monthly.
Is that, are you guys still gonna keep keep doing that?
Yeah, this agreement, you'll notice, is a partial assignment. So, you know, the agreement unfortunately didn't treat just the wastewater treatment, but also had the capital reimbursement charge and also had the shortfall. So, New Suncadia, which now is the owner of the resort in Bullfrog Flats, they took over from Suncadia back in 2012. So New Suncadia's been paying the shortfalls, I think it's section 5 of the agreement, on a monthly basis.
And the legalese in that document just goes like
Oh,
this.
yeah, no,
And I read it 2 or 3 times and couldn't figure out what parts you guys were gonna pay and what part the new company was gonna pay. That document to me doesn't say it. So.
but they would be, I'm sorry, they being, Suncadia Environmental Company is really the one being assigned to, that's our sewer company at the resort. So they pay a monthly fee based on the connected customers at Suncadia. The city determines an entire charge to Suncadia, so the difference is a shortfall. So that New Suncadia as a developer is picking up the shortfall portion, but Suncadia Environmental as the sewer company for the resort, they pay based on how many customers are connected.
So the shortfall and the capital reimbursement are the exceptions
Yeah, so,
to the assignments?
right, so section
To
2,
the
I believe.
assignees, assignor.
Right,
Not good.
Like I said, the legalese in that thing just goes.
yeah.
In order to keep things straight and satisfy those shortfalls and capital reimbursement things, whatever parent company it is has to keep the paper trails between the region and the city of Cle Elum, everybody in Suncadia, where it should be.
Well, the next one, the document actually answered it there. It says that it does not replace the agreement.
No.
So that was my next question there, but Suncadia owns facility. So when this was built, apparently it was, once it was online, it was basically gifted over to Cle Elum by Suncadia. It was kind of interesting reading that in the document. Interesting seeing how many times that it's changed names.
Yeah.
So one of the big questions I had that actually doesn't have anything to do with this agreement. It spelled out the allocations for the ERUs in the agreement, and 2,200 of them belong to the Bullfrog Flats. Is that, if that sells, is that going with it?
Yeah, we pay the shortfall related to those ERUs that are assigned to the Bullfrog Flats, but I believe, from my reading the agreement, they're owned by the city, because the intent is the city will provide that service, since it's within the city. We as Suncadia Environmental couldn't provide that service on Bullfrog. We can only provide it on the master plan resort itself.
Yeah, it was allocated to you guys, but it didn't really spell out who owned it.
Yeah, I think,
Which I
somewhere,
assumed you guys did, since you guys paid the lion's share of the plant.
no, we paid for it, but it's also, we'll get a partial reimbursement out of
With the
those
capital
capital reimbursements, yeah.
Oh yeah, once that builds out, you guys will get a lot of your investment back.
I think there is one place in here, I probably won't be able to find it, but it talked about the city of Cle Elum owning both its share and the share that was, I think at that time they were calling it the UGA.
Must have been in part I skimmed. 14 documents, it was kind of hard to read.
None of
it in
these are
depth.
easy to read.
And those allocations and how they're treated and interpreted are going to be an ongoing project of the Regional Sewer Committee.
Yeah.
So then if Cle Elum actually owns them, I guess they would be the steering the ship there with that new outfit then. And that wouldn't interject another entity into this agreement then, so
Right,
that's.
yeah, they'll be a customer of the city.
That's correct.
So,
There
next
was-
one's answered.
There was some discussion about that situation at the regional meeting, and it was decided.
Yeah, the next one, like I said, it doesn't have anything to do with this agreement again, they're just reading the pre-annexation agreement. Like I said, it was interesting reading. I'm wondering if that proposed trailer park out here is actually gonna fall under the guidelines of the pre-annexation agreement. Because they outline how many of this and how many of that, and it'll be interesting to see. Especially since the voters voted it in with the annexation. So, one of the things, all the amendments, so this amendment actually isn't being replaced, so that explains why there isn't going to be a public hearing for this. Because this document isn't being replaced.
Right.
And I thought it was interesting there, most of the documents, you guys made provisions for a successor, actually spelled out in the document that they're for Suncadia or the successor. I burrowed down into that agreement far enough that I did finally run into that. It was spelled out one time in that agreement out of the 40 pages. I guess that was enough. And that was in section 9.4.1.
Meaning successor in future
Future owner of the future.
owner of the resort?
Yeah. I say most of them actually spelled out Suncadia or its successor.
Yeah.
Paving the way for a different name or different owner. And our agreement, it was about 2/3 of the way through before they finally spelled that out in the one time. That was about the extent of it, other than just asking who's going to be responsible for what, but you've already answered that, so. And again, that document, does it really spell it out in all that legalese?
Well, let's see.
I think in the purchase and sale agreement, it pretty much delineates.
So this is just kind of indicating the other document, but the other document's actually spelling out. But this is only 4 pages. I'm sure the sales document's going to be hundreds, but.
Yeah. I was thinking in here, and I could be wrong, and maybe getting confused with another document, it does have it in the recitals, that basically we're assigning everything except for sections 2 and 5
Of what?
of the regional agreement.
Yeah.
And 2 deals with the capital reimbursement charge, and 5 deals with the shortfall payment.
Okay.
So the purchase and sale thing culls those 2 things out of there, and all the exhibits in the agreements remain the same.
Yeah, Aaron had
Except for
actually,
the name changes.
yeah, Aaron had spelled out that the capital reimbursement was one of them there, but we didn't know that last meeting if there was still a shortfall
Yeah.
payment being made.
Yeah, that'll,
I'm sure.
there's 2 schools of thought there. One that will go away someday, and another that'll never go
May
away.
never go away.
Well, the bad part is if that UGA actually builds out, somebody's gonna have to probably expand the sewer plant then, which there's room for another reactor down there, but if I remember right, we built 2 and there was room for a 3rd. There was capacity for the 3rd,
Easily.
but about the time that UGA builds out, somebody's gonna have to pony up to expand that probably.
Yeah.
But at that point, it should be Cle Elum. Because they'll be the one reaping the benefit of
Right.
the
It's-
UGA building out.
It's their joint, yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting when that happens. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, what's up?
All right, any more questions? Okay. I'll ask for permission to sign the agreement then, from this table.
We'll make a motion that we allow the mayor to sign the agreement for the sale of Suncadia Water and Sewer Companies to Northwest Natural Water of Washington. LLC. Period.
Second.
Moved and seconded, that the mayor be allowed to sign this agreement for sale. All those in favor? Opposed? Great, thank you.
I do have the original here, Mr. Duran.
Cool.
I think they were hoping to get everybody onto the one.
And then will you just send copies to everybody?
Yeah. I think we must have your email address for way getting it, or do you just want a hard copy of the
Yeah.
agreement? Hard copy? Okay.
You want to witness that?
Sure.
It should be a duty of the new mayor pretend.
All right, there it is. Done.
Great, thank you. We'll get the copies.
Okay.
Any other unfinished business?
I have one thing, a week and a half ago, met with, the people were kind of finalizing the last nuisance letter thing with, for an inspection of their house, finally.
Oh, yeah?
So, that's gonna take place next Monday, and hopefully everything goes good. We're gonna give them, we gave them till the 10th
To get all their
to
ducks
get
in
it
a row?
ready, and if it doesn't pass the final, then they're gonna have to renew their building permit.
Oh, okay. All right,
That's
good,
the plan,
good.
so we gave them some time. And they said they're pretty much done with all of it.
It looks like it.
We've heard that before. All right, good, thank you.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. New business, any new business? No new business, public comment, any of that? No executive session, we're adjourned.
You look easy.
Yeah, I did. Thank you.
The short one. Thanks for coming down.
Oh, no problem.
Do we